welcome to Experience Share! My name is Tanner Shifu.
Tip and cheerio to you, Tanner Shifu is what you are.
AKA Tanner Green Ring. And I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Cub Fu. I thought about digging into Master Mustard's, final roster, the ultimate battle with Master Mustard.
Yeah.
But I couldn't stomach, Tan Rock again.
No, and nor should you.
Yeah. So I just went with the, I would say the signature centerpiece of this island.
I mean, I guess in retrospect, when you look at all of the little, iconography at the Master Dojo,
yeah,
I guess they should have seen it coming, but they kind of engineered this entire DLC around this Kung Fu.
We have beaten Pokemon Sword and Shield. We have chased all the waterfalls. We have perfected our second, sometimes even third teams. But we're not done yet, Joshua. We still have 3 episodes left.
That's right.
This one included. And here we are at the Armor of Isle.
Isle of Armor.
Off the coast of the Galar region.
Yes, the East Coast.
It's the Cub Fu show.
It is, yeah.
We just end up here. We take the train here. I guess there's a train. Goes under the channel.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't even put that together. It's the channel.
When we come above ground, we're sort of whisked into a pretty serious cutscene where there's mistaken identity. We're sort of immediately conscripted into this dojo. Drew England being respectful of other places and other cultures,
as always,
wore the top knot, put on the dojo uniform, really took this seriously. How was your landing on Armor of Isle? Did you have any trouble?
No, I mean, I didn't love that, a scientist just comes out of nowhere when I'm just trying to get my bearings, and then she suddenly is upgrading my Pokédex. You're just confronted with people as soon as you get here.
Everyone's
I don't
a freak.
know that it's a great tourism strategy.
There's a guy called Master Mustard. He runs the place. He used to be the champion, is his lore. But now he's like a Master Turtle Sensei who lives in the island in Dragon Ball Z.
I think that's right.
He's just kind of out here doing his thing.
He's got kind of a cool vibe.
Did you get sort of a cult, Jim Jones vibe out here? Isolated island.
Definitely.
He's sort of in charge of everyone and everything. He's got beautiful moms surrounding him, helping him with all his affairs.
Everyone's wearing the same outfits.
Yeah. Everyone's lives and dies by the word of Master Mustard.
And his Mojo Dojo Casa house.
There's a hot mom. Let's just get out in front of it now. Her name is Miss Honey.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They're this island needs a hot mom too, so let's put one out here. She's got cutaway sides on her shirt. It's very appealing.
And her name's Miss Honey.
Too.
I mean, The whole thing is hot mom.
I landed Joshua on the Armor of Isle of Armor. I said it right the first time. Armor of Isle. And we talked about him. He was my trainer danger at the very, very beginning of the season. I was confronted by him at the very first post-Wick train station or whatever, Wedgehurst.
Right. Yeah, Wedgehurst.
This guy, Avery, he's in a psychic battle uniform. He's sort of added his own flair to it, I would say.
Didn't he kind of look like a Blacephalon, that disgusting clown show?
A little bit.
Ultra Beast?
Yeah, I would say that's a little bit true. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a Liberace, what do you call this? A ruffle.
Is it the ascot? Is that an ascot?
Yeah, it's a ruffled ascot or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Beautiful long blonde hair. Huge top hat. He's got all his Pokeballs swirling psychically around it.
That's cool.
And he's my trainer danger.
Oh. Okay.
Because he's a huge fucking prick and I fucking hate him. And he sucks. He sucks at Pokemon. But he's talks all sorts of shit. Was constantly getting in my face. Was constantly trying to throw me off my game.
Mm-hmm.
Was constantly trying to pick fights with me. And I was in the dialogue options every time I was I'm not going to fight with you, man. I'm Drew England. I am the champion of the Galar region. You got nothing on me, man.
Do they recognize that over in the Armor of Isle?
Maybe not.
Is Master Mustard in exile?
Yeah, I don't know. I hated Avery.
They don't seem to treat you with the respect. They throw you in with just a bunch of children and I'm the champion. I don't need this.
There's 3 challenges. We'll get into them. 3 trials. But every time I came back from a trial, they're oh, wow. No one else even managed to find the trial site. But here you are having completed the trial in record time.
And these are not even
it's a joke.
These trials are not exactly you don't have to be the sharpest knife in the in the drawer.
It's a game for babies. Let's talk about who you had, because you didn't have Avery.
I had Clara.
Okay, was she a freak show?
Not as much, I think, although she does have some personality traits that I thought are similar. She's got pink hair. She's got like a giant bow that looks like a butterfly on her head. One half of her outfit's purple, the other's light green.
She's fairy?
It's a little freakish. Yeah, she's fairy.
I wonder why they decided on psychic and fairy of all things, but
She's got some poison as well.
Avery has some weird Pokemon. They're not all psychic Pokemon, but he's definitely in a psychic uniform, and he has the floating balls.
I mean, with the butterfly and everything, she's obviously aesthetically themed fairy, but she's got some poison as well.
Yeah.
And I would say, yeah, she was in Smith's face out of the gate. She's a little haughty, like Haughty.
Yeah.
I guess she's, depending on what you're into, is kind of like a Lolita thing. So I don't know about that, but could be haughty to you.
Yeah.
But I still liked this energy more than Hop. She's like talking shit. She's got some attitude. That riles me up more than the simping around and like Hop energy just bores me to death.
Hop was in unique form this week.
Unfortunately, I was not expecting to ever see him again.
I wasn't either. I was very surprised when he popped up on the Armor of Isle. Let's get into it, Joshua. Before we do anything, we should say the Armor of Isle is one giant wild area.
That's right.
So we got to do a lot of wild area hijinks, and they've even introduced some fun new wild area competitions, Joshua, for us to really get at each other's throats over.
As we're wont to do.
The first thing you do is you wash ashore, you wash up on the shore, go through this cutscene, and then you're invited up to the dojo for like orientation.
The indoctrination.
Yep.
Probably. Yeah.
And as you're on your way up, there's a little bridge, and there's a man standing by the bridge. It's like, this might be apocryphal, but back in the old days, some guy in the 1800s was like, I love Shakespeare, and I'm going to import every single bird that Shakespeare ever mentions into Central Park in New York City.
Okay.
And among those birds was the pigeon.
The pigeon is all his fault?
Yeah. The New York City pigeon is like the fault of one guy who wanted to like recreate Shakespeare in Central Park.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I would call that apocryphal, but it's kind of a fun facty.
There's a guy here who I think wanted to do the same thing. He's like, I've released 300 diglets onto the island.
150.
And they've become a real nuisance.
Yeah, he brought an invasive species over here. They're Alolan diglets.
And he's like, I need your help managing this. I'm in over my head. I have too much standing by this bridge to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, man, I'll help you. So we've got a new competition, the Diglet Dig. As you wander around
Diglet dig.
Isle of Armor of Isle, you'll see little diglet hairs popping out of the ground.
Yeah, very little.
Very hard to see, and there's also little rocks that look exactly like the diglet hairs.
Yeah, it's very obnoxious.
When you approach them and click on them, they pop out and say something funny,
Yeah.
usually diglet or like digga or something.
Diglet dig.
And then eventually you can sort of work your way back to the man, and he will give you
More invasive species.
He will give you
trades
like
you
a
Alolan
type
Pokemon
Pokemon for every
for
like
these diglets.
10 or 15 diglets you find.
Yeah.
What are you up to in the Diglet Dig, Josh?
I hit 40 because I wanted the Alolan Raichu.
Yeah.
So it might be a little over that, but I basically stopped caring, especially because around then I think I was like done with the main quests. So, but I wanted that Raichu at least.
Yeah. I got to 53.
Nicely done.
Because I'm addicted to minigames. And anytime they give me a minigame and say like, oh, you've entered the Cave of Courage. There are 6 diglets here. Find them.
Yeah, that part was very triggering for me. I had to override it a couple of times just because of the like length of these DLCs.
Oh, some of them are impossible. Also, like the bay.
There's no way you're going to try to get all of them, are you?
You found one and it was like, there's 23 more in like back-breaking bay. And it's like, okay, well, never mind.
I think it's probably a never mind for me.
Yeah.
I don't know about this. Sinking in the time.
Let's look up what Pokemon he gives you. Do you know?
I don't know. I know they're all Alolan.
I found a list on Polygon. I'm hoping that it's just not a list of all the places to find them and actually tells you what you get for all of them. But knowing Polygon...
IGN's got it. It's Slowpoke, Alolan Vulpix, Sandshrew, Raichu, Marowak, Executor, an Alolan starter, and then you get a Alolan Diglett at 151 Diglett.
I already have a Litten. I don't need another Litten.
I would get Poplio.
Yeah. And
I don't think my heart's in it. My heart's not in it for that
my heart's
one.
not in it. I'll probably end at 53.
Wouldn't it be annoying if I just went back to get 54?
Wouldn't it be annoying if I went up and got like 75?
Mm-hmm. I don't want to trigger that arms race.
The Digger brothers, you know them.
Dig and Duo, yeah.
The Digger lovers. I mean, Digger brothers.
Yeah. Either or.
Turns out that they are from the Armor of Isle.
Yeah, their Ma and Pa are out here.
Their Ma and Pa live here still, and they do a different type of digging. I ran into Ma first and said to Ma...
Me too.
She said, would you like me to use my trusty shovel to dig you up some armorite ore? And I said, sure. And she said, okay, it's risky. I'm going to give you one, and you can trade it to me, and I can go dig up some more. And I said, go for it. I tried that about 10 times, and each time her shovel broke on the first try, and she never gave me an armorite ore. And she hides then. When you find her and ask her to dig for you, she will then go somewhere else.
Yeah, she moves around.
She kept kind of popping up, and I would be like, all right, let's try it again. And it never worked.
I managed to get 11 armorite ore.
Pretty good. I don't really know what you do with armorite ore either, though, is the thing. The only place I have found to spend it is on the other Digger, Digger Pa.
It's symbiotic.
Who has a
Yeah.
totally different mechanic, which is you spend armorite ore on him, and he will dig up Watts somehow.
I don't know. The Watts thing, it gets confusing later on in this episode as well. I don't know how Watts are getting moved around pretty casually.
I engaged him a couple times and managed to get 33.3 thousand Watts out of him. Dang. For a measly 7 armorite ore.
Pretty good. I am only at 26,500 for that.
Pathetic.
I could give that another shot. They really start
well, the Watts are like
just giving away Watts for free.
And the Watts
here
are extra valuable out here because you can use it to buy like all sorts of shit. The Watts trader isn't just TRs here. It's like Poké Balls, recovery items, wishing pieces, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, because there's no proper Pokemon Center or Mart here.
Well, there is. It's just in the dojo.
Well, yeah, but it's just it's not like you can go and buy whatever items you want from it.
That's true. Final competition while we're out here in the out here in the wild area, Joshua.
Uh-oh.
Freudian slip there. The berry shake. They've got berries out here. In fact, they have a whole new like suite of berries. All the colored apricorns are out here, and you can use them to do various goofy shit. And a bunch of new berries that aren't apricorns, colored apricorns. So
yeah,
I did some shaking. I got 19 berries twice.
I did shake when I was out here.
Yeah.
I just didn't think either of us was ever going to crack 16.
Well, that's why you are losing at the berry shake competition, because you don't have that drive.
Don't count me out on that one yet.
Okay.
Don't count me out on that one.
Okay. I would love to see how high we can actually get this thing to go. Did you have any other kind of business out in the wild area before we engage with the plot of the Armor of Isle?
No, I don't think so.
Well, then let's head to the Master Dojo, Joshua.
Master
where
Dojo, Mojo
the
Casa House.
Beautiful Miss Honey and Master Mustard and Avery and Clara await, and a bunch of other idiots.
A bunch of other cultists.
The first mission is that Master Mustard has lost a dojo uniform. I think Avery's dojo uniform.
Yeah, that's it.
He's like down a dojo uniform. Everyone's in a dojo uniform except Avery and Clara. Because Master Mustard has trained...
And it's a sweet little outfit, actually.
Yeah, it looks good. He has trained 3 Galarian Slowpoke to go very fast.
Yeah, and they kick up dust clouds. They're so fast.
Like Sonic the Hedgehogs out there.
Yeah.
And it's your job to go... Well, it's your job and the other 8 students of the dojo. It's your jobs to go out and catch these Sonic the Hedgehog Slowpokes.
And defeat them in battle.
As they tear around the island. And defeat them in battle, sure. I almost forgot that you had to defeat them in battle because the battle is always so inconsequential and always done in one hit. Because it's just a fucking Slowpoke.
Yeah.
So then you catch all these 3 Slowpoke, you get the uniform back, you bring it back to the dojo. Avery is not appreciative in any way, not gracious in any way. Fucking like little
Clara
baby
wasn't either.
Shithead the entire time. Fuck this guy. God, I hate him so much.
Like, I literally just found all of your clothes. And you don't care?
This is the rival I wanted all along, you know? Fuck Hop.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Give me someone who's like actually antagonistic.
Who you want to crush because they deserve it.
Master Mustard and Miss Honey are like very impressive. He said, some of you managed to find the Galarian Slowpoke, but lost to them.
Can you imagine?
How?
I mean, they are like level 65, but like, shouldn't...
I guess everyone here only has one Pokemon, too.
Shouldn't you be prepared for that? Yeah, I guess they just have one Mon. That still seems kind of tough to lose.
So Trial 2 begins. We're eating dinner. Master Mustard mentions Max Soup, which is something that humans and Pokemon can both eat. And he says, I would love to eat Max Soup again, but first I need to get some Max Mushrooms. And that's actually trial number 2.
In the Forest of Focus.
Yep, in the Forest of Focus. Actually, they're not in the Forest of Focus. They've been picked clean there. We need to go to the cave of whatever. It's like the cave of intros or something.
Oh, the warm-up tunnel? Yeah.
Warm-up tunnel, yeah.
Beyond the training lowlands.
And then there's one complete set of mushrooms in here. But right before you can pick it, Avery/Clara jumps out.
Yeah.
Avery comes up with the worst fucking excuse. He's like, actually, I'm psychic, and I knew the mushrooms were here, and I was headed to get them. So first come, first serve.
Yeah, Clara's excuse was also pretty flimsy. She's like, oh, I thought that I'd need to go and find them one by one. So that's what she was doing. And so she's basically kind of like insinuating that you're mayor cheat for just grabbing the cluster of 3. Like, there were no guidelines like that.
Yeah, no one told me that rule, Clara.
No.
So then I fight him, Avery, embarrass him, and he agrees to go find 3 different Max Mushrooms and lets me have these ones.
Exactly, yeah.
So I take him back to the dojo,
Mm-hmm.
and I expect that I'm going to be the winner. Master Mustard's like, good job, Drew England. You did a really good job. Good job collecting those Max Mushrooms. No one else even fucking found Warm-Up Cave. Yeah. They all got lost in the woods.
Yeah. They got a rescue team out there.
And right as I'm about to give him to Miss Honey to mix up some Max soup, Avery busts in. And I'm sure Clara did the same.
This is a similar experience, yeah.
Yeah. Avery/Clara's like, use my mushrooms instead. So much more hard work and perseverance went into these Max Mushrooms than the ones Drew England has. So that's really going to come through in the flavor of the soup.
Because mine were all from different clusters. Some bullshit.
Yep.
Did Avery get a dressing down? Because I wanted to resurrect a very old segment called Burn Damage. Because Miss Honey laid it out on Clara after this exchange.
She was mad at her? No one ever seems mad at Avery. Everyone's like, Avery's a nuisance we tolerate.
That is kind of the vibe that I got, but Honey doesn't let Clara like get away with it scot-free. She said after Clara made that demand, Honey goes, well, this is hardly the first time you've asked for something, and I certainly doubt it'll be the last.
Yeah, I think Avery's got the same energy.
And then she turns to me.
Entitled.
And she says, you understand, don't you? We're a family, and it's so rare that Clara tries this hard. I've got to reward her.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
That's the same message they kept saying about Avery. Both Honey and Master Mustard kept saying, like, I've never seen Avery, like, work this hard before. And it's like, well, then why not kick him out of your dojo?
Yeah, that Honey's got a bitter... That Honey's a little bitter. Or something.
I disagree. I think she's quite sweet. So you eat the Max soup, and you...
As a big group of cultists.
Drew England gets the Dynamax energy. Starts swirling around me.
Yeah, that's funny. It just, like, doesn't take to humans. It's like you can get some of the, like, buzz or whatever, but it doesn't make humans Dynamax.
So I guess now we know Dynamaxing does feel good to Pokemon.
Yeah, things got pretty wild that night.
From that point on, there's a man here, a dojo master, who will mix you up Max Soup anytime you bring him a cluster of 3 Max Mushrooms. And what Max Soup does when you feed it to a Pokemon is allows them to Gigantamax.
Mm-hmm.
The step beyond Dynamax. Gigantamax.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand what was happening, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it to Appleton. And then I realized, oh, I don't really use Appleton anymore. That was a waste of 3 mushrooms. I'll go get some more.
Every Pokemon can't Gigantamax, so you also have to...
Just the ones they've decided.
Yeah.
So I decided to go out to the forest and get more. Because now they're in the caves and the forest, once you've cleared this trial. And I thought, I'll go out and grab some more. I'll Gigantamax a couple more Pokemon. None to be seen.
No shrooms?
Nope. I go back to the Max Soup guy and I say, hey, what's going on? where are all the max shrooms? And he says, oh, no max shrooms? You're going to have to do Dynamax dens in the forest and in the caves if you want magic mushrooms to start growing again.
Oh my God.
So I spent about 4 days doing nonstop Dynamax battles all across the Galar region, just in an attempt to make max mushrooms grow.
Really?
Yeah, they did. It was accurate. He was right. So now I can G-Max. I'm really looking forward to it. G-Maxing all over you.
Well, you might be looking at some G-Maxing coming out of my team, too.
I don't see it as a threat, I guess.
Wait until you see what comes out of that Duraludon.
What does that thing G-Max into?
It imitates, like, the Shard. London.
I thought that was its Dynamax.
No.
Oh, I've already seen its G-Max then.
Yeah, because somebody had one. We've seen it. After you do Trial 2, it turns out that your third trial is simply to beat up Avery / Clara in battle.
Our new rival.
And there's, beyond the dojo, there's a giant arena that's just behind this dojo.
It's just behind it. You can see it on the mini-map. You can see it from space.
Yeah, one of those man-made wonders of the world you could see from space.
Yeah, that's how big this arena is. Well, it's got to be big, because this is the home of Gigantamaxing.
We also get the ability to start upgrading the dojo, I think, around here, or is that after this?
Yep, you can spend watts with Miss Honey to get additions and upgrades to the dojo.
Yeah, another little scheme they're running.
The first one is a salon, but you're never allowed to see the salon runner. Miss Honey comes up with a million excuses why, like, you're not allowed to see the inside of the salon or the, like, stylists.
Yeah.
Because they're masters and they're secretive of their work. Gatekeepers.
Even though, you know, they're working on, like, my hairstyle, so probably I would have to see them.
Yeah.
Or maybe they blindfold us.
I think they blindfold you. Maybe they blindfold themselves, too, because they did a pretty shitty haircut on me. I have, like, a really, like, loose, spiky mohawk now.
Frosted tips?
I wish.
I feel like Drew England could pull that off.
Drew England he's appreciative of other cultures. When he goes somewhere and they're like, get this haircut, he's like, okay, if you say so.
But yeah, you can do upgrades so that you can finally get a PC out here in the dojo.
I wouldn't say PC, I would say prison.
Prison. Rotom Prison.
Rotom Prison. But you have to spend watts to get the software. It doesn't work until you get the software.
Yeah. And I noticed that when Honey's placing the order, she's calling up Macrocosmos. And I'm like,
aren't they like crumbled?
Do they not have like the news out here in the Armor of Isle?
Shouldn't you be calling Smithsmith Industries?
Yeah, like we take care of this now. They're all crooks who are locked up.
I don't think there's no way that business is still running.
It's like the remnants of like Team Rocket in Johto, who it's still like they're operating roguely.
I guess maybe there was 2 parts of the criminal organization that was Macrocosmos. There was the public, fully functioning conglomerate of companies.
Yeah.
And then there was the sinister, like, secret organization behind it.
So it was a subsidiary.
So maybe those like conglomerate companies were successful enough that they could just sort of like spin off independently.
Yeah, they got spun off. Yeah, that must be it. Although they're still,
I don't know why they wouldn't change the name.
A scam. Because they send you the Rotom Prison doesn't work until you pay another 10 or 20,000 watts.
Yep.
And the vending machine, when you get that, if you got that,
oh yeah,
only comes with water. So if you want lemonade or soda, you have to pay more watts.
Yep.
I didn't look at what the other things are, but I saw on one of these walkthroughs that to get Honey's rare league card, you have to spend 3,280,000 watts.
Honestly, my luck with Digging Paw, that's not going to be an issue for me.
That feels like a lot.
Over the course of the game, I think I've probably had 1,000,000 watts.
I think it's possible, but you would have to be dumping all of them into this.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. I've played this game for 85 hours, and I think I've accumulated 1,000,000 watts total.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think I could then accumulate another 3.28 million just to get
her card.
Honey's. Oh, wait, never mind. It's a date with Honey.
Oh, what?
At 3.28, you get a walk with Honey for her rare league card.
A walk with Honey.
That sounds nice, actually.
Hachi machi.
I would love to go on a walk with Honey.
I thought Honey was Master Mustard's wife.
Her name is Miss Honey. Everyone calls her Miss Honey.
So who's Hyde? I thought Hyde was Hyde is Honey's kid.
Yeah, Hyde is Honey's son.
He has the Cram-O-Matic, and
Yeah.
that was something that Smith is investing in.
Yeah,
Trying to take that back to the mainland.
Cram-O-Matic is ace. I have no idea how to use it.
A Cramorant looking, like, very cute machine that you can just huck for, I think, anything, random items. So I hucked a few stones in there, and I got back, like, I don't even remember. Like,
Is this your item finder?
I guess this is item finder.
The apricorns. You can use the apricorns in the Cramorant to make funny balls.
Yeah.
Which is fun. I like that.
That's a lot better than Ball Guy.
Yeah. And I think you can get all sorts of other stuff too, like TRs and TMs and, treasures and held items.
Yeah, I got a TR of some kind, I think.
I think you could probably make whatever item exists in the game out here with the right combination of shit.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of guides about that.
Do all the work, do all the business, and then we finally have to face down our third trial, Joshua.
The battle.
After this break. Welcome back, bug catchers. Welcome back, Joshua.
Hello.
This is Experience Shirts Pokemon Podcast. We are facing off against our new rival in Trial 3 out on the Armor of Isle, Avery/Clara.
That's right.
And I'm going to issue my Mayor Cheat.
Oh, Mayor Cheat. And it's not you? You issuing it to yourself?
Not me. I came out here to fight him, and I had... Let me look who I had on my team at the time. I had someone... Oh, Hitmonlee. I got a Hitmonlee at some point.
What?
So
What?
I should explain. Josh and I are not battling at the end of this episode. We're going to battle at the end of Crown Tundra, once and for all.
The final episode.
Level 85 cap. But we didn't decide that until today. And I have my New England team, who are already all overpowered. I had my Connecticut team, who were massively overpowered.
God, how do you even do it?
So I didn't want to use any of those Pokemon because I didn't want to up their levels any further and ruin any chance of us battling again.
Right, okay.
So I decided to swap in a whole new team. Mostly of like some of the level 60 to 70 Pokemon from here, or like some of the weird like level 100 Pokemon I got from random trades.
Yeah.
One of those was Hitmonlee. And Hitmonlee did a like low sweep kick or something that killed Avery's first Pokemon in one hit. And he said, and this is why he's Mayor Cheat, how cheeky. Let's agree that move is banned from now on. Yes?
What?
He's like banning moves mid-battle.
You can't just decree that. No.
I think it was a close combat. And next round, like the next turn, I used it again. And he was like, okay, well, I guess it's not banned.
Buddy, like, who told you get to ban moves? If anybody can do that, it's Master Mustard.
Get the fuck out of here, shithead. Hate this guy.
No.
Embarrassed him.
I mean,
Wipe the floor
I
with him.
embarrassed Clara as well. Although, one thing I will comment about her team is it had Joshy Sweetie on it.
Ooh.
Which is Galarian Slowbro.
Yes. Galarian Slowbro was on
It's a delight.
was on Avery's team
They
too.
both have that, I think.
Yeah. And it was really good. It's got that little
It's
like
such a delight.
shelter cannon.
Its signature move is Shell Sidearm.
Yeah.
And it like moves like it's a gun. Yeah, and it calculates whether or not physical or special damage will do more damage to the Pokemon, and then it changes accordingly.
Yeah.
The Slowbro like looks at it and like operates it sort of funnily. Like it was very cute.
Yeah.
I think even though it's fucked up.
Yeah.
But like I like this Galarian Slowbro is very nice.
Yeah, I liked it. I beat him though.
So I'll give her that, but
Crushed him.
everything else was just nothing.
I have like several fighting type Pokemon. For some reason, this island is full of fighting type Pokemon. I had a Poliwrath and a Politoad on my team at one point.
Oh, so you saw the Politoad roaming around
Yeah,
in the overworld?
I caught it.
That
Yeah.
was also very cute.
Loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had lots of fighting Pokemon. So Avery was like no challenge for me. Although, isn't fighting weak?
Isn't
to
he psychic?
Fairy?
Yeah. Wait. Fighting's weak to both of them. Because isn't he psychic?
Oh, I kicked his ass. Maybe I didn't use my fighting Pokemon. Maybe. Oh, I used bug Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's super effective.
I used bug Pokemon. Or I used bug moves.
Light matchup mayhem.
Little light matchup mayhem. Yep.
Bug Pokemon.
Yeah, I brought some bug Pokemon in. I caught like a Gigantamax Lurantis.
Oh, wow. I didn't see one of those roaming around.
I still had a Scentiscorch like floating around. I think I caught a Heracross out here. There's like lots of Heracross out here, which is kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of both bugs and fighting types out here on the Armor of Isle, which I guess made everything incredibly easy.
Despite the levels of everything being like at least 65, if not 70, they do not make it tough because of the type matchups.
I would say there was one battle I struggled with.
All right.
So we're done with the trials now. We've beaten Avery. We've been given a Cubfu by Master Mustard. I'm in love with this thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
It does like a little video intro, and he's like kicking and jumping, and he's like a little Kung Fu panda. Oh, I fell in love right then and there.
Yeah, I mean, Cubfu is a sweetie, to be fair.
Yeah, for sure. And then Master Mustard is like, also, while you're here, you can have Pokemon follow you around in the overworld.
Right.
As long as it's Cubfu.
Yeah, so you have to drag Cubfu out, and then they make you go on. I mean, all of Isle of Armor is very fetch questy.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all of those trials were too, and now you have to, like, build up this connection with Cubfu, which is your next challenge. You have to go to, like,
fall in love.
Scenic vistas around the island.
Yeah.
And, like, regard them.
Master Mustard says, go fall in love with Cubfu. That's what I need from you two. I need you two to be in lockstep with one another. One mind sharing two bodies. And I said, yeah, I'll do it. I love this thing. I think he's cute as hell.
Well, he is cute as hell.
So I went out and did it.
This was terrible.
This sucks. You're just like wandering to random places and clicking a button and then flying back.
Yeah. I did not love this part. Or the next part.
The next part sucks too. Well, the next part was actually really easy, but it did end in my toughest battle.
But it's just grinding. And the thing is that you need to establish the bond, and then that will allow Cubfu to have completed its training, and then like yada, 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 then it can evolve. And you get to choose two paths.
Yeah, we should say the only other two real notable landmarks out here on the Armor of Isle is these two big, like, towers off in the distance in the north.
Right.
One is blue and one is red.
Which I wasted a lot of time prior to knowing about the Cubfu part, because I didn't look at the walkthrough until we were
There is no walkthrough.
Recording.
The walkthrough we use stops at the end of the main game.
Yeah, that's right. The fandom one.
Yep.
IGN has one, but it's not very thorough. So I just kind of gave up, but I went to both of these towers thinking that I could just start challenging anybody. So I wasted a bunch of time just roaming around, and then like they don't give you the checkpoint to fly to them until later on. So like, I don't know, this whole thing was just like a huge time suck.
You also have to get your Cubfu up to level 70 before it's even competitive for the towers.
And it started at level 10.
Yeah.
The Tower of Waters and Darkness, and it's like, you know, whatever path you choose, then the Cubfu will evolve to be part water or part dark. If you try going in there before level 70, which I don't know if you did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
It's just a bloodbath.
Yeah, it's impossible.
You literally have to get this thing to at least level 70.
May I ask?
You may.
Which path did Wellington Smithsmith take?
Waters.
Pathetic.
I don't like the weaknesses you get out of the fighting dark combo.
I chose dark because when I approached the door, the woman working there said, "Do you wish to forsake the path of water and follow the path of darkness?" And that sounded too cool for me to pass up.
Oh, that does sound cool.
So I went into the Darkness Tower. It's 5 floors. Both towers work the same way. It's 5 floors. And at the top is Master Mustard. And Master Mustard has a level 70 Cubfu as well.
Right, with Aerial Ace.
With Aerial Ace.
Which yours has as well once you level it up.
Or may have had if you didn't train over it.
Oh, no.
Well, everyone else has one Pokemon, literally one hit. Close combat. Next floor. Close combat. Next floor. Close combat. Next floor.
I mean, Tower of Darkness would also be easier, at least leading up to the Cubfu fight, because you have super effective moves, which is not the same in Tower of Waters. So kind of going harder to go Waters.
And then I lost the fight to Master Mustard about 5 times. Luckily, I saved right before it, so I just kept going in. But he just kept tricking me and killing my Pokemon in 1 or 2 hits. I would do close combat, and then he would do Aerial Ace and kill me in 1 hit. Or I would do, like, Brick Break.
And you can only bring Cubfu in here.
You can only bring Cubfu, yeah. Eventually, I figured out the trick to do close combat, take the huge hit, or not close combat, Brick Break, which takes him down to, like, 2/3 health.
Yeah.
His Cubfu. And then he'll do an Aerial Ace on you, which brings you down to like deep yellow. But I always move first. So then I did close combat next turn and killed him. And that like barely made it through.
I did lose to him a couple of times prior to actually just leveling up to level 70, and then I think I was 71 when I finally got in there on the successful one. But
yeah,
I pulled it off because I did have aerial ace still. I got the first hit, he did aerial ace, and then I did another aerial ace, and he had like 2 hit points left. And he probably could have killed me if he used aerial ace, but he did focus energy.
Oh, really? Why? He just wanted you
and
to
so
win?
Then I just did another aerial ace and I killed him.
He's like, here you go, you can win.
Yeah, right?
Have fun. And then you show your Cubfu the tapestry behind Master Mustard, and it evolves into single strike Urshifu or rapid strike Urshifu. I got the rapid strike one.
I think...
Or did I? I got the single strike.
No, you're single strike.
I got the single
I'm
strike
rapid
one.
strike.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad we both did the different ones at least.
Yeah, me too. So now I got a big, tough Pokemon.
Also pretty cool looking Mon, ultimately.
I think so, too. I think he's cool.
I think I like it.
He's on the team.
Oh, you just put him on the team.
I'll just say it now. He's on the team.
This is somehow going to be New England?
Connecticut, yeah.
Huh.
It's actually a part of the All-Connecticut All-Stars.
All right.
So now we truly have beaten the Armor of Isle, right?
That's what I thought. I really thought this was last night that I was doing this. I was like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Nope. Still more to do.
Takes a dark turn. Hop.
Yeah, Hop is here.
Hop shows up.
Hop is back at the Master Dojo. He he decided not to wear the ceremonial uniform or get the ceremonial top knot, even though he's here, a part of another culture.
Yeah, he's very disrespectful despite the fact that he's supposed to be a Pokemon, like, researcher and regional expert now.
Professor?
No more than a TA.
Who's he looking for?
Well, the thing is that we find out that Urshifu can Gigantamax, but
Yes.
it doesn't like max soup. And so we need to then get this specific type of sticky honey.
Oh, right, the sticky honey.
The only thing that will make it eat the soup in order to Gigantamax. And then we have to go on this other horrible, like,
fetch quest.
Where we have to go to that forest and we need to try to find the right Pokemon that makes the type of honey that it likes.
Yep.
Which is either a Petalil or an Applin or...
Actually, it's not either of those.
No.
But that's not too hard. Lilligants are kind of all over the place around here.
Well, it's not hard. It's just like you have to find like a Petalil's like Lilligant mother or father or whatever.
Applins are falling out of the trees now when you're shaking them.
Yeah.
But you get back and he says, this is not right. It turns out that the only
Not sticky
Pokemon
enough.
that can make the sticky honey is Vespiquen. So now we got to go find a Vespiquen, which they're just like around.
No, well, the Vespiquen lives specifically on... There's apparently an island that's west of the Armor Isle.
But it's just always there. It's like an overworld Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. You just have to go over to this thing.
Yep. It Gigantamaxes.
Yeah.
So you've got a Gigantamax battle on your hands, but it's just a Vespiquen.
It knocked out a couple of my Mon, but,
Sure.
Ultimately you can just max Rockfall, I think is what I did to it.
Yeah.
And Hop just stands and watches this whole thing. And at the end of the battle, he says, oh, I was too shocked by that giant Vespiquen coming out, and I just couldn't even join you in battle.
Yeah. What do you think's like turned on by it? Is that what he meant?
That's what he was shocked by.
Yeah. He's like, wow, look at that big sexy bee.
He was like, oh, this is like, something's changing in me.
Let me look up this Gigantamax Vespiquen again.
On what website? Just Bulbapedia, I hope?
Let's see. There she is.
I mean, it's not unattractive.
It's got like a big dress on. Is it even Gigantamax or is it just Dynamax?
I thought it was Gigantamax, but I'm not really positive.
I'm looking
anymore.
at these pictures and it just looks like a regular Vespiquen, I think. But I thought it was Gigantamax. Doesn't matter. I beat it.
Doesn't matter. We're moving on.
I killed it. Got the sweet sticky honey. Was on my way back from the Honeycomb Islands. Was cruising along on my bike, my water bike.
Mm-hmm.
And something jumped out of the water and started chasing me. And it was my You Make Me Shit My Pants Pokemon of the week. It's Sharpedo. These things are a menace out here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're like unavoidable.
They're so scary. Oftentimes you'll see them coming from the front and they charge at you and send water flying up and will like come at you so fast that you don't know how to react. More often than not, I am just minding my own business, trucking across the water, and all of a sudden something comes up and just rails me from the behind.
Yeah.
And I'm in a battle with a Sharpedo all of a sudden.
Yeah, they were a terror.
Yeah. I love Sharpedo. I think he looks cool. It's not a barf.
Oh, I do too.
But
you're scared.
These were like a nuisance and like literally scared me a couple times. Like, like run to shore.
I was pretty shook by something else I saw out there, which was just in the distance, a giant blue like oval.
Oh, that Wailord?
Oh, you saw the Wailord? Yeah.
I went and caught it. I was like, can you fight this thing?
I did too.
It was level 80.
I was like, that's like a cool thought that they did to put that there. Yeah. Level 80 Wailord, and you could just see it randomly on the overworld, and it's just giant.
Huge.
It's like half of the screen.
Also very scary.
Finally playing into how big that thing is. Yeah. And I got impaled by a couple of Sharpedos going out there too.
Sure. Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for the Armor of Isle. There is one last battle with Master Mustard left to complete, and then we're on to Crown Tundra. But I think first we should talk about our levels.
Level check.
Level check! So for my final battles with both Avery and Master Mustard, I switched back to the All-Connecticut All-Stars.
Okay.
I was using just sort of a mishmash of Pokemon out here, whoever was right at the time from my boxes, but the official final team I went into Master Mustard with is Big Insurance, Greedent, level 76.
Can't let Big Insurance go.
Hartford Whalers, Wailord, level 75. Thinking about switching to the new Wailord, level 81.
Oh, okay.
Charter Oak, Pseudo Wudo, level 75.
Right.
Yukon Huskies, Zendaya, level 75. N sub 2O, Shinotic, level 76. And welcome to the team, Macho Man Randy Savage, icon of the WWE.
Okay.
Replacing Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Grapple Locked, is
right.
Urishifu.
Okay.
Level 70.
Sure. That works.
That's the team, Joshua.
No idea what to expect when we get to the final battle in a couple episodes.
Honestly, they're so good. Godent just continues to dominate. Like, Wailord has 1 billion hit points. Zendaya's a legendary. Pseudo Wudo's a little out of place, but he's like the comic relief.
You gotta have that, yeah.
Yeah. Shinotic, Mayor Sleep, necessary. So we've got a good team here. All Connecticut All-Stars.
I now have a couple of Numon that I think I could construct an industry around.
Yeah.
But with your team changing so much, I don't know how to figure out what would be worth swapping.
Kind of a weird team.
Yeah, it's a little freaky.
What about Wellington?
Wellington will look into whether he needs to change up his investments in this Q4 of this game.
Yeah.
Darby, Colossal is level 74 now.
Mm-hmm.
Cubit, the Conquildor, is level 75.
Nothing wrong with there.
Siemens the Wheezing, level 75.
Uh-huh.
Shilavir, Mudsdale is level 77.
Mudsdale. I guess Mudsdale never left. Did Mudsdale leave the team?
No.
I'm surprised it made it.
I'm not finding it terribly useful anymore. I just really liked it when I played this the first time.
So you wanted to see it through?
Wait, no, not. It's the one with that horse girl. What gen was Mudsdale? Anyway, that.
Oh, XY.
Yeah, when Mudsdale was first introduced, I really liked it, and I didn't get to run it on this playthrough, so I wanted to try it again. But it's probably the least useful on here.
Does it Gigantamax?
No, that's just Duraludon on this team, I think. Brunel, who's level 78, and P.T. Barnum, Mr. Rhyme, is level 77.
Quite a team. Glad we're not battling this week.
Yeah.
All we have left in the Isle of Armor is our battle with the Supreme Master Mustard. He finally has a full team.
Yeah, he actually has 6, doesn't he?
So we have different lineups, slightly different lineups. Nope, they're the exact same except different versions of Urishifu. He's got Mienshao, Luxray, Lycanroc, Corviknight, Como-O, and Urishifu. But you'll have Fighting Water, and I'll have Fighting Dark Urishifu. All the way around.
Yeah. They're
all level 75. Or nope. They're level 73 to 75. But I had the Connecticut All-Stars in. Just mopped up. I mean, it wasn't an easy fight.
No, this was a real fight.
But I won.
Corviknight was tough. Took out one. Although Lycanroc and Luxray were both one-hit KOs from the aforementioned Mudsdale with Earthquake. But then Como-O, tough.
Como-O's a little bit of a toughie.
That thing killed a couple of them.
Don't you have a fairy type?
Yeah, I was not trying to be raising Wheezing as much at the time, but I did after I brought in Duraludon first, and then Como-O. It got a Dragon Claw in, but then Como-O killed it. And I did ultimately just bring in Wheezing.
That's it. We beat him. That's the end of the island.
Oof.
We are on to Crown Tundra next. The other DLC. We'll break that up into 2 episodes. Where did we agree that we're going to stop next week?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to go up to complete the first legendary clue. There's like a couple of side quests before it, and then do the first legendary clue, and there's 3, right?
Yep.
So we'll do the final 2 and then any other like cleanup in the final episode.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. I'm not totally enamored with Isle of Armor.
I thought it was extremely boring. Like, if this is something I paid $30 for, I did pay $30 for it and was expecting like a fun, rich experience.
Yeah.
I would be and was sorely disappointed.
Yeah, if this were the only DLC.
Because it's just like an island full of fetch quests. Like, and you get one like pretty cool Pokemon out of it.
The environment's totally fine. Kubfu is like a good addition, but like, no. There's so much fetch quest.
And like the addition of all like the Digger Bros and Diglett things, it's like it's interesting, but it's like that's not actually fun. Like, it's just fun to like compete with you over it.
If we were not doing this podcast, I don't think I would be doing it at all.
No, absolutely not. No. That's an immediate skip for real Tanner playing through Pokemon.
Crown Tundra, here we come.
Crown Tundra next week. In the meantime, I have been Tanner Shifu, and I'm joined as always by my co-host, Cubfew. Please do rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts and everywhere that you follow podcasts, and do follow us at EXPSharePod on X and Instagram and maybe Thread someday. I don't know. I'll keep threatening it until it happens.
We should just open it up.
Yeah, well, we'll just open it up. Let's all make the move. Let's us all be the groundswell that finally pushes everyone over to the Threads. Yeah.
We're going to do it?
Let's move the Pokemon community over to Threads.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
You think we have that kind of power?
No. I don't think so.
I don't think we even have like a fraction of that power.
I don't think anybody has that power.
Maybe if we banded together with some of our former co-hosts, guest hosts.
What's in it for me?
Beautiful dawn tomorrow, Joshua.
Yeah.
And the crumbling of a megalomaniac. How about that? I guess Wellington Smithsmith likes megalomaniacs.
Smithsmith's already done that, you know?
Where else, Joshua? We got a subreddit.
You should go to the subreddit, reddit.com/r/bugcatchers, where you can share memes and compete to be trainer of the season, which we still have to resolve from the last season. Mm-hmm. And we will do that.
Someone will do that.
And then we'll battle whoever wins this one.
Yep.
And you can also go buy some merch at expsharepod.com.
Joshua, Bugcatchers. Alola.
Alola.
Chip chip.
Chip chip cheerio.
Cheerio.
Pip pip.
Pip pip.
I don't know.
See you later.
And smell you later.